Hello everyone, welcome to my The Way Home official channel. I hope everyone is having a great day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Alice was returning home. The 12 hours Alice was gone tore at old wounds left festering following Jacob's disappearance because Kat and Dell didn't have the same luxury. A Landry never gives up hope, and there's a strong sense that it will help the struggling family. Dell and Kat are no longer close because of Jacob's fate. In fact, Dell won't even acknowledge that Alice's absence scared her. If they exclude Jacob from the conversation, it will be difficult to heal the rift. Without any family support, Dell has had to deal with the memories, while Kat has ignored them. Dell claimed that with Kat, there is never a middle ground. It's either black or white, but Kat is the same way. Kat, I visited a graveyard. Jacob was formally pronounced dead by you. Dell, the moment had come. I sent you the letter for that reason. His death certificate arrived, and I felt it was important for you to know. That's the letter you claim not to have sent, Kat. Dell, no, I did not. I anticipated your response. Kat, since a Landry never gives up on their dreams. Dell, if she's the only one still waiting, then she does. Given that Kat was the last person to see Jacob before he vanished, it makes sense that she finally departed. She must experience unbearable guilt. 3 months after Jacob vanished, Colton passed away. As Alice corrected her when she said she had lost everything in that time, I couldn't help but wonder if Dell held Kat partially responsible for Jacob's abduction. Dell, in 3 months I lost everything. Alice, everything in the world minus Mom. Dell, I understand that you should know what transpired, but once you do, we need to move on. This can only be successful in that manner. We need to put an end to it. Though it's improbable that she would have chosen to hold Kat responsible consciously, how could she not feel that way about Kat? Given the circumstances, it appears to be a human response. Traumatized families either become closer or separate from one another as a result of the suffering. There is such a deep divide between Dell and Kat that only a miracle could possibly heal it. Despite the fact that the letting go ceremony was more symbolic than a true goodbye, they were still able to communicate with one another. Dell has been waiting for Jacob to return through that door non-stop, and he is still in shock over his loss. Even though she has buried him with his father, said her goodbyes, and put his name in the family almanac, she still keeps his teddy bear nestled in her bed. I would rather remember you in love than in dread, Jacob, so I must do this. Since he was cherished, my baby, my heart. It's devastating. Fortunately for Kat and Dell, the miracle they require to be back together is in their own backyard. Given what we know about Alice, it's hard not to think that Jacob isn't stuck in time, especially because the magical pond promises to clear things out. Elliot believes that Alice is the only one with the capacity to travel through time. However, The Way Home Season 1 Episode 1 suggests that everyone in the family may be able to do so. The luckiest of the Landry women is Alice. If Dell and Kat could see Jacob again, they would do anything. Despite her lack of knowledge about him, Alice felt compelled to see him once more after being so moved by his release. It makes all the difference that she could. She has new insight into her mother and grandma as a result of that talent. When she came back, Kat was not happy. It makes sense in the given situation. Parents have a way of being irate when they think they might lose their child, even if Jacob's hadn't vanished from the same place. Alice's explanation of her absence and its magical bent quickly gave way to accusations against her mother for not having the best interests of her daughter in mind. You can't hold Alice's recent admission that she can't be trusted against Kat. That was only a few days ago. Alice was posing the question, what happened to you? From the perspective of her just-formed bond with her mother from many years ago. She recognizes the changes that have occurred in her mother since then. Even if a lot of that comes with becoming older, Alice made that statement without considering the destruction that Jacob's disappearance created. Alice learned some background information about Jacob's fate, which will be useful in navigating such conversations down the road. Hopefully, the things she's going through won't cause her to mature too rapidly. Perhaps just enough to help ease the choppy waters that have driven Kat and Del to different corners of the globe. Alice can chat to someone about her adventures at least. With both his old and new friends, Elliot has a wealth of knowledge to provide. However, isn't it strange that Elliot kept Alice a secret from everyone? Had he not seen it personally, it would have made more sense, her vanishing into and reappearing via the pond. But after Alice stopped coming back, I suppose he just kept it to himself because he was unable to justify his suggestion that Alice was Kat's time-traveling daughter. Since he was a small child, Elliot has had a thing for Kat, and the expression on his face when he was younger and discovered he wasn't Alice's father was the same as the expression on his older self when Kat rested her head on his shoulder. Will we be rooting for this couple in the upcoming episodes? Elliot is deserving of a joyful conclusion with the woman he has always loved. Yes, I will partake in that activity. Should we refer to them as Elliot? Alice does eventually tire of traveling back in time. Is she destined to stay in this never-ending cycle of time, or will she be able to break free by getting in touch with Elliot and finding out about the family tragedy? We would like her to change history in order to save Jacob and Colton, but most time travel scenarios prohibit such actions due to the potential harm to chronology integrity. As the season goes on, we'll see just how timey-wimey the show gets. My best bet is that they won't be able to change much, but as the show comes to an end, I hope Jacob returns from the afterlife in good health and is able to mend fences with the people he left behind. Episode 2 of Season 1 of The Way Home features Elliot and Alice traveling to the pond. This elderly TV fanatic has a question before we leave. Is it possible that Alice is unaware of Buffy and Giles? It is difficult for me to imagine Buffy is still relevant in pop culture at this point. If nothing else, Kat and Alice would have watched reruns together, wouldn't they? Alternatively, it's possible that Kat's anguish from that period of time was so great that she never got around to finishing the series, much less giving it another look. That theory is supported by the response to a tell-all book concerning Jacob's disappearance. As a journalist, you would think Kat would be familiar with some of the amazing films, television shows, and books that help people get over the grief of different disasters and pay tribute to the ones they were unable to save. If the arrangement was meant to be gossipy, Brady presumably wouldn't have told Kat, but it was never developed enough to tell what path the publisher would have wanted her to pursue. Perhaps later on, when she has a bit more perspective, she can give it another go. The time-traveling family drama starring Chyla Leigh, Andy McDowell, and other actors is set to return on Sunday, January 21 at 9:00 p.m. Eastern, according to a report from Deadline. Thanks to an interim SAG-AFTRA agreement made during the strike, filming for the second season has been ongoing for some time, allowing the show to maintain essentially the same airing window as its first season. Are you curious to know a little bit more about the plot? Next, look at the logline, as stated on the previously mentioned website. The second season picks off where the first one ended, with Kat Landry telling her mother Del that she knows what really happened to Jacob Landry. Mother and daughter discover surprising information about their beginnings that raises new questions, and provides answers to some of the questions Kat has been asking herself as she searches for Jacob and brings him home. Regarding the comeback of the show, Lisa Hamilton-Daly, Executive Vice President, Programming, Hallmark Media, made the following statement. The Way Home's first season far surpassed our highest hopes in every way. Our devoted audience were enthralled with the gripping family drama that our gifted writers, actors, and complete crew presented to them, and their enthusiasm for the show only rose with each new episode. Meanwhile, the following was added by Laurie Furneaux, Senior Vice President, Development, Hallmark Media. Everyone fell in love with the Landry women and their intricate, poignant tale, and we are overjoyed that it struck such a deep chord with the audience. More genuine drama, emotion, and mystery await fans on this adventure, which we can't wait to share with them. The second season is excellent. The fact that The Way Home enables Hallmark to carry on with some of the same endearing content it has over the years, while also expanding them into new genres and concepts, is something we really adore about it overall. That has an exhilarating quality, doesn't it? Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and don't miss any updates.